Well, good morning and welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. Finally, Friday, right? It's going to be absolutely gorgeous this weekend, and we're going to talk about that coming up in just a minute with our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore. I hope you are having a great start to your day. And we'll talk about some plans. Maybe whatever you're doing might be something that someone else wants to do. And who knows? We get the community together, you meet for the first time, and who knows where it goes from there. I love how friendships have formed. I used to play matchmaker a long, long time ago. I would love for something from this show to happen with someone actually matching up and maybe dating, maybe getting married. That's my next big goal. Literally, I have probably 3 or 4 people that I have had a chance to hook up in the past, and they actually all got married, and I thought it was the coolest thing of all. Then people used to come to me and say, "Monica, fix me up with someone." I'm like, "No, no, no. I don't do it just to do it." I would always have to do I feel the energy between 2 people? Are they asking for the same things and don't realize that's what they're looking for? All those fun things. But I thought about that the other night. That would be the coolest thing to say, "Hey, we met through your show." So maybe that's to come. I'm just putting it out there in the universe. Today is going to be Ask the Trainer. I promised to give you some core exercises this week. We're going to talk about health and nutrition and fitness. Ask me any questions you want if you're not getting to your goals just yet. We're also going to go through Oprah Winfrey and Kelly Clarkson's recent comments in the news and why celebrities are feeling like they have to lie to you and then finally reveal the truth. I wish everybody would just be their raw, authentic self more often, right? So we'll go through all of those things and we'll get you ready for the weekend. As I said, I'll look at all of your comments in just a second, but let's get to the weather because, yes, we've all been going through some craziness over the last week. We're going to talk about what Texas.
Woo! Look at that 5-day stretch of really warm temperatures. Is definitely going to be a great weekend.
All right, it's that time. What the weather? And that's what a lot of people say, right? Here's our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore. How you doing? Uh-oh. I
Good,
don't
how
hear
are
you.
you?
There you are. Good, good. Hang on, I got to take him full screen. Did you get a haircut? You did get a haircut.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Looking
Yes,
sharp,
thank
my
you.
friend, looking sharp. So yes, we've been talking about, the weather we've had and now going into the weekend, it's going to be really, really pretty. But before we get into that, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about what's happening in Houston. Houston right now, they have 1 million people without power. And they said, please be patient with us. It could take 24, maybe 48 hours before everybody's back online. But there were 4 deaths, Beckett, from this. I mean, I was looking at, I don't know if you saw these videos, some of the videos of the debris just
Yeah.
falling. There was a crane accident where one of the people were killed and 2 others with regards to debris, et cetera. But very devastating of what they're experiencing there in Houston. Do you have anything to add to that before we get to our local forecast?
Yeah, we did see a strong line of storms come through Houston yesterday, and there actually a tornado warning on that storm. Fortunately, we did not see tornado damage, but very strong wind damage. Actually, low end hurricane force winds. So that's why we saw all those damage with windows blown out, and unfortunately 4 deaths, and just not a good scene there in downtown with a lot of damage from those storms. And like you mentioned, the power as well is out for
Yeah.
many.
1 million. I mean, that's crazy. So what is their weather looking like? Are they going to get a break, I hope?
Yes, it looks like they will get a break, but we've been seeing a lot of severe weather down there along the Gulf in Texas as we do this time of year.
Absolutely. Well, we had our own share of weather over the last couple of weeks. Some of you experiencing flooding, we had hail, etc. None of that this weekend, right? It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to feel like summertime.
Yes, it is. So the weather schedule for today, 66 degrees this morning, sunny skies. And then as we go into the afternoon, we might still be hanging on to a couple of clouds. That's why I think we're going to have a mix of clouds and sunshine. The farther north you go, the less cloud cover. The farther to the southeast you go, the more cloud cover with 78 degrees. Now, moving on, this is going to be a severe weather threat. I just want to get this in here because this is our next severe weather threat we're going to be watching out for Tuesday. For Tuesday, we're going to be wanting to watch out for a line or maybe clusters of severe storms coming through, possibly some damaging winds. All severe hazards do look possible with damaging winds really standing out. And of course, we'll have more details as we go into next week. And then moving on to the 7-day outlook, again, 78 degrees, mix of clouds and sunshine. Today, a low of 62. And then going into this weekend, we are going to have a very significant stretch of more like summer, very warm to hot weather, 85 degrees and sunny tomorrow. Couldn't ask for a better day. There's going to be a lot of graduations this weekend, so it's going to be a really nice weekend for that. And then heading on into Sunday, almost getting up to 90. We very possibly could get to 90 there on Sunday. Mostly sunny skies, low of 68. Look at those lows getting up to 72 on Monday, with a 20% chance maybe some showers and thunderstorms into the afternoon, but otherwise we're going to get some sun on Monday with 87. Tuesday, getting up possibly to 90 again, but that's the day we're going to have to watch again for severe weather, and we'll have more details on that next week. And then 79 on Wednesday, mostly sunny. Thursday as well, getting up around 80, but that is going to be a pretty significant stretch of warm weather, and this weekend is going to definitely be very nice.
89 and 90 on that map. That's just absolutely crazy. We're still in May. A lot of people haven't even opened their pools yet. I did, and I'm getting ready to go poolside and show you a bunch of core exercises in just a second. But that's just, it's nuts. But it also is the reason why we have up and down weather. I was asking Beckett before we went on if you had any big plans this weekend, and you do.
Yeah, my grandparents are coming to town. My aunts and uncle are coming to town for my big brother's high school graduation, and then my graduation is my 8th grade graduation is going to be on Wednesday. So a lot of stuff going on for sure.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. So for those that are not familiar with Beckett, tell them where you go to school now, where you're graduating from, and then where you're going.
So right now I go to Our Lady of Lourdes in U City, graduating there, and then I'm going to be going to DeSmet High School. So that's going to be awesome.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations to all of you. A lot of celebrating for sure taking place in the Moore household. More celebration.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
busy
thank
time
you,
for
Beck.
sure.
Yeah, tell your brother I say congratulations, and then obviously congratulations to you coming up next Wednesday.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, have a beautiful weekend.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye. Aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore, isn't he great? So congratulations. Cannot wait to continue to see his education further at DeSmet, and then taking it from there. You will see him guaranteed on your TVs in that role, whether it's national or regional or local. But I'm just so proud of him, and I know you are all as well. Everybody's saying congratulations. I know, wasn't he looking good? Love the new haircut. Good morning, Kathy. Julie says my granddaughter is turning 2 Monday. Beautiful weather for her party on Sunday. I know, right? Woohoo. I'm thinking of taking the boat out. Sean Neary, good morning. Sean, if you're still on, you'll be very happy to know I have my hurt skirt, my sleeve. I don't know if anybody's familiar with these. I got these from my friend Tony Horton's website, and you can just like, let's say if somebody has a shoulder, more so I would say if you can get it up into the shoulder, or you have an elbow problem, you got a bicep problem, a tricep problem, you just put this on. This is ice. Now for me, I'm just taking it and laying it over my neck. Why? Because I'm playing hurt today, right? Still in the game, not sitting on the sidelines, but playing hurt. And he'll be happy to know that I've had this on all night. I did it several times yesterday. I'm doing better today. I did something. That's why I'm going to him. Well, going to him, period, because, and actually, let me stress that. Don't wait until there's an injury to be going to your chiropractor, to our chiropractor. I want to make sure that you are supporting Dr. Sean Neary in Mid-America, excuse me, spine. Mid-America, is the place that I want you to go to take care of you for maintenance, to take care of you for injuries, and just overall make sure that your body's moving along properly. We're going to have him back on Monday, but I told him it's a good thing I was going to him today because there's something, the muscles that are used to raise your neck up, that's what's bothering me. So imagine lying down and then trying to get up. I told my husband, I think I need to sleep in a chair because it's so painful trying to raise up. So it is better. I'm moving a little bit better, but if you see me and I look a little stiff, that's why, because I've got something going on. I think it was most likely from, I would guess, my workout. I lifted a little too heavy, shame on Monica, about 3 days ago, but it took another 24 hours until all of a sudden it either pinched or just, again, I got a stiff neck. And so he's going to do a bunch of therapy for me today. So can't wait to go in and feel better. Good morning, Sean, Marilyn, Julie, happy Friday. Kathy, happy Friday to you. Can't wait to see you later and get you adjusted, he said. Thank you. Love the ice sleeve. Yeah, right. So this one also can go and you can put it on like for your thigh, knee, calf injuries. I love these. I have this longer one, and then there's a shorter one as well. Yeah, they're just very, very convenient instead of trying to pack up a bunch of ice and then put it on. Sean said, so proud of you. Yes, Michelle said the Hertz skirt is fantastic. I love those. They are just amazing. Congratulations. Beckett is amazing. Yep. Good morning. Jill said more babies are growing up. I love it. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to you and your brother. Go Spartans. Julie says, love it. Everybody is so complimentary, and just this community that we have pulled together is absolutely amazing. Maybe take a rest today, Diane. You know what? I did yesterday. You'd be proud. I actually slept for a couple of hours with the ice on me. So I did slow down a bit. Stephanie, good morning to you. I want to say good morning to a dear friend of ours who's been on the show, and her family and my family have become friends. Let's all wish happy birthday to Ruby Lee. Today is her birthday, and I just love watching all of the amazing things that are coming her way. She's going to be performing. This was a lifelong dream of hers in her short time of 16 years. The Grand Ole Opry. She will be performing at the Grand Ole Opry, and I know I keep following her on social media, and she said that there were, I think, maybe 90 tickets left. So people are following and going to Nashville to go see her perform at the Grand Ole Opry. I think that's coming up in August, if I'm correct. So yes, everybody wish her a happy birthday. We'll tag her in this and give her a chance to see that a little bit later. It's 7:11. I'm going to take our first break. When we come back, I promise to give you some core exercises. So all of you are having the realization of, yes, 89, 90 degree weather, warmer weather. That means less clothes. A lot of women want to wear the sleeveless blouses or dresses. Guys want to take their shirt off by the pool. But are you uncomfortable in your own skin? Well, first we have to own that part, right? We've got to talk about, can you find happiness? If you feel that you're not your best, well, then that's where I step in. I want to help you from a personal training standpoint, from a life coaching standpoint, helping you with your nutrition, all of these things. Now, I'm going to show you some exercises when we return, but as we do that, if you want to try some of them, great. Remember, you always need to make sure you check with your doctor, and they say it's okay for you to try some of these. So that's my disclaimer. Always check with your medical professionals. But let's get your core in order, and let's get you those sleek lines ready for summer and swimsuit season.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online, EnvitaHealthandWellness.com.
All right, welcome back. And this is where we start to get into our topics. We're going to do a few things today. I'm going to show you some exercises as well. We're going to talk about the recent news that has come out about Oprah Winfrey. And she's asking, did she play a part in, I guess, ruining the diet culture society? She says that participating in diet culture is one of her biggest regrets. We'll talk about that. And we'll talk about a recent interview with Kelly Clarkson and Whoopi Goldberg. And Kelly wasn't even planning on talking about this, but Whoopi had said something. Actually, she said to Whoopi, "Oh my gosh, you're looking great." And then she came back out and said that she had been using one of the weight loss drugs. And then Kelly ended up saying that she had been taking something. Now, it is not what people think, though. Again, I'm hoping that we can believe. There's just been so many lies out there that people don't know who to believe anymore. She finally did. I guess the problem is she should have done this earlier in the year. I love Kelly Clarkson, everything about her, and I'm so happy for her because she looks so much healthier now. She looks happier. She did not look healthy at all before, and she didn't even realize how much she had ballooned up. But I just wish back in the beginning of the year when she was asked, how did you lose all this? And it was simply saying that a doctor had gotten a hold of her and she did more exercise and watched what she was eating. That is true. But she also took something to help break down her food because her body wasn't breaking it down properly. And so we'll talk about that with regards to the sugars and everything. But Kelly Clarkson, Oprah Winfrey, just some of the recent ones. And that's the only reason why is because they're in the news right now. But there's a lot. There's a laundry list of people that I just wish more and more people would be real. Just say it. If you have hormonal issues and you need some assistance and that same 10, 15, 20 pounds that you've been trying to lose, you need some assistance in it. That's why we talk about Dr. Sarah Franco and Invita Health and Wellness. They go through and do a consultation with you. They do your blood work and they find out, well, this is the reason why you've been stuck. Or maybe you're saying, oh my gosh, I have 50 pounds on me, 100 pounds on me or more. That's obviously not healthy. Think about what it's doing, not just for me. And again, I wish you would put the aesthetic side way down here. The most important thing is, health-wise, what's going on the inside of the body when that extra weight is on you, even an extra 10 pounds that you're carrying around. I mean, we talked about it with Dr. Sean, right? Talking about what it does to our joints, what it does to our alignment. There's so many reasons why we would like to get the weight off of you. And it's a lot of things before it ever gets to what it looks like in the mirror. I know that's the way people are driven, but there's so many other things you should be focusing on before that is actually the main focus for you. Okay. I'm going to help you with exercises. And I stressed when we went into the break, please make sure that if you've got injuries, you've got any kind of ailments, diseases, etc., that are preventing you from working out according to your doctor, that you check with your doctor first and foremost. But core exercises, it's probably one of the number one things that every trainer ever gets asked about. And a lot of times it starts off with, what is the best core exercise that I can do? And almost all of us will say, you use your core, you should, in almost every exercise that you do. So anything that you do, whether you're standing or you're sitting, you should be engaging the core. And then, okay, let's go outside of that and say, yes, there are specific exercises that can be done that concentrate more on the core. But I just want to make sure that you understand that when you work the core specifically, I want you to start thinking of everything else you do, though. When you're standing, when you're sitting, when you're lying down, engage those muscles of the core that I'm going to talk about here in all that you do. But even outside of exercises, just think of great posture, right? When you pull yourself up more, you're actually engaging those core muscles. Sitting in a chair like I am right now, standing, walking around, everything more upright. And then you'll be engaging those core muscles. But let's break it down and we're going to actually give some modifications and then we will level it up as well. Are you ready? All right, let's get into it. And this is, I'm going to call an Ask the Trainer segment. So feel free to look at these and ask me anything that I can help you with. Take advantage of this because this is free personal training for you. All right, let's get at it. Good morning, everyone. I promised to show you some core exercises this week because, after all, it is coming up to swimsuit season. Yes, we opened the pool early, and I'm glad because it's going to be crazy hot this weekend. Number one exercise that I always get asked about is the proper way to do a plank, which, by the way, is the best core exercise if you're singling out core exercises. So I'm going to modify one first for you, and that is for those of you that can't do a full-on plank. You can do them on your knees. So get on your knees, and then you can do it on your elbows or on your hands. So take yourself down, go onto your elbow, and you're holding a plank in that positioning. Okay, let me do it from the side here for you. On your knees, take yourself forward, get the butt out of the sky, and then hold. It's no different than I'm asking people to do it when they are on their feet and on their hands, which we'll show you next. Try to hold that for about 15, 30 seconds and build from. Okay, and I'm going to pause there. So I'm going to take it from someone who's saying, I really want to do something, but I can't get into a full plank. So that's why we modify. On your knees and on your elbows, but the biggest and most important thing, and I will use this also in the way I modify for push-ups, do not have the butt in the air. Don't do that dive bombing angular thing that a lot of women have a tendency to do because they don't feel like they're strong enough to, I'm talking a push-up here, strong enough to do a push-up. They always say, oh, I can't do a push-up. So they'll call it, I can do a female push-up. And then they'll say, I can't do a male push-up. A push-up is a push-up, whether you want to say it male or not. It's a push-up, and men and women both can do it, but we've got to get you to that level. And many times it starts on your knees, and that's great, but the same thing can be done in a plank. So on your elbows, on your knees, hold that. Just make sure you're taking the body forward. Does that make sense to you? Take the body forward so that you're not closing everything up, having your elbows here, butts in the sky. And again, I call it like a dive bomber. You don't want to be in that positioning. But that's the way you start it, by the way, folks, before you ever get to where you're actually holding a plank. So today, if you're just tuning in, 7:19, I think by now, a lot of you know, I've been a personal trainer and in the wellness and health industry for 26 years for a lot of corporations, a private trainer to thousands, still taking on new clients in some classes and semi-private sessions. I do private sessions as well. Got some exciting things that I was on the phone with yesterday that we might be rolling out here soon. We never rest here, right? It's probably why I'm playing injured today. Um, so yes, I am here to incorporate this into our show on a weekly basis, whether we do Workout Wednesday or Fitness Friday. I know a lot of you are asking for these things just to help you out a little bit, to take you beyond where you are. And that's what I want. Jamie, you're taking it easy on them. Bring out the frog. Yeah, Jamie used to train with me. Jamie, by the way, is the one who set us up with a first introduction with Dr. Sarah Franco. I love Jamie so much. And she knew that Sarah and I were so similar that we would have this wonderful collaboration. We love everybody at Envita Health and Wellness. Well, Jamie used to train with me, and I have a thing called the frog. I'll do that. Jamie, I'm playing hurt today, so I couldn't get that. I don't think that would have been the best for me, being smart and taking care of my body. But do any of you know what frog fitness is all about? I have 2 of them in my basement. And Jamie, I'm going to make sure today that I'm doing okay, and that Sean says it's okay for me to roll that out. And how about we show you the frog next week? There's probably a video somewhere online if you Google Monica Adams, Fox 2 frog fitness, something like that, where I debuted it on Fox 2. Oh gosh, I don't know. What was that? Maybe 7, 8 years ago. And we were the first to have it and bring it into St. Louis. Jamie would probably tell you that she didn't look forward to it. However, it's one of my absolute favorite things. There's a lot of ways to do that type of move that you do on the frog. The people are bringing out like full on barbells with the weights, and then they roll it forward. They do something similar to that, but it works your core like crazy. You can do pikes on it. You can work your legs in it. It actually completely transforms where you can take it to where you're not in that horizontal position, and you can do good mornings and shoulder presses. And I love the piece. Love it. I've got 2 of them again in my basement. So if you train with me, you may get put on the frog. So yes, Jamie, we'll pull that out. Michelle and Julie Purcell were talking about, yes, Julie came by our broadcast yesterday at Just Pools. Did you all enjoy that, by the way? Learn some things about keeping your pool clear. That's why our pool looks so good, thanks to Madonna. Madonna, by the way, and Just Pools, one of our newest sponsors. I'm so proud to have them on board. And of course, we have special thanks to each and every one of our sponsors, as you'll see here on the bottom of the screen. Okay, I just want to make sure there's no questions with regards to that. That was the modification of a plank. So let's move on beyond that. Let's say you're okay at that point, and then you go from here. Okay, now let's say you're leveling up and you want to go from your knees and try to get onto your hands and feet for an actual plank. This is key. Make sure that you're not sloping in the back or having your butt and your hips up too high. I love working with planks because it's working 53 muscles all in just a hold. So here's how you do an actual plank. Don't you love doing it by the pool? I mean, come on, you don't even feel like you're working out. So I'm going to start like this, down to my elbows. I'm going to put 1 foot back and then the other, and then I'm going to pop up and hold that plank. So 1 foot back, then the other, get the butt out of the sky, and I'm holding. 1 knee down, the other knee down, and that's how you come out of the plank. Holding that, again, you got to build up to sustain the hold for longer and longer, but start out 30 seconds every single day and then build up, working a minute every day. Watch what happens. Sleek lines and the abs of steel. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, this is why I love streaming. You can go back and watch the beginning where I showed the modification to that, and we're continuing to build. We're going to get to an exercise that I know a lot of you do not like, and that would be a burpee. I'm going to pause here for a second, though, and say hello to a friend of mine that I haven't seen in a while. I need to bring him on this show. Matt Morton is on. I met Matt when I debuted the Stealth. I was either on Fox at the time or on Channel 5. You can look for that as well, Monica Adams Stealth. Have any of you used that? Because that, if I was able to, I would have brought that outside by the pool. That's taking you into another level, getting you onto the Stealth, and you work on your balancing on it as well. And I know the guy who actually came up with the Stealth asked you to try to do about a minute every single day. So hi, Matt. You want to tell everybody where you're watching from? This is super cool because what I want is that everybody shares this show no matter where you are, so that we're not just in St. Louis, Missouri, or on the Illinois side, but states away. As I know a lot of you say, oh, I'm watching from Florida, I'm watching from Georgia, etc. And then we hear countries away. Yesterday, 2 days ago, actually, we had somebody watching he was in Germany. We've had people in Italy, in the Philippines. I love it. Real Matt Morton. You can follow him, by the way, on Instagram. He said, go on, Monica. And then he said, doing great, Monica. And he said, Beckett was awesome. Yes, Beckett, our aspiring meteorologist. There you go, everybody. Matt's watching from England. My friend from England, you should follow him, by the way. He does some great exercises and he gets his kids involved as well, which I think is just the coolest thing of all. Matt, you need to get in touch with me because I need to have you on the show. Let's get you booked. I don't know if I have anything left here in May. We may have 1 or 2 left. If not, let's look in June and he and I can collaborate and do one of our Workout Wednesdays or Fitness Fridays together. I love seeing you on from England. Tyler, I will take my work more seriously. Great. We should do a workout at Monica's by the pool. Sure. Laya, I need to take my workout seriously moving forward. Absolutely. No, you're kind. Matt, I just love it. I love that he's watching. Okay. So we have shown a modification for a plank. I showed you how to do the actual plank. Again, leveling up so that we can do what? We can burn more calories. We can get leaner. Maybe you want to build. My husband's son's been coming and working out for the last several months. He wanted to put on weight. He's gained 10 pounds of muscle. So proud of him. How do you do that? Well, you got to increase that protein intake. You got to increase good carbohydrates. You got to lift heavier. That's what his goal was. Everybody's got different goals out there. You have to find what works for you. And again, find a good trainer, but please do that. Like Matt's fantastic. Here locally, I've got a few other trainers if someone can't train with me that I would recommend, but it's kind of few and far between. I get frustrated when I see who is actually in the industry and the fact that they're not paying attention to their clients and they're doing this, right? Their client's doing something, they're like this. Oh, yeah, keep going. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, do another rep, do another set. And I'm like, hello, I just want to go over there and go, please get out of the industry because you're not paying attention to your client and you're going to hurt them. I mean, all of us that are trainers that truly, truly care get so frustrated when we see that. Okay, it is 7:30. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are continuing on showing you some core exercises, building that core, getting you ready for life in general. But I know a lot of you are saying, okay, but I want to get ready for swimsuit season. I know. I'm helping you with that. We're going to continue to level up when we return.
She's a special woman and done so much for St. Louis.
Watching her work is one of the most incredible things you can see.
She just sees value in everyone.
Sometimes people just need you to sit with them and hear them. I feel heard.
The time flew by and it was like sitting and talking to a friend.
Not only creating a better place here in St. Louis, but to inspire others. It's always great to have examples like you.
You have such a light and such a presence, and I could feel it this morning.
We knew right away when you started this, we wanted to be on your show. Thanks for having us.
I look forward to seeing how you rock and roll and shake it up.
Boom! We are shaking it up today. We're getting the body moving. Remember, actually, I didn't say that before, but before you get into any exercise, make sure that you're doing some type of movement just to start to warm up those muscles. It's really changed over the years since I first got into personal training. It used to be, okay, let's stretch them out. And then the more science and the more education we got, the more it was, well, let's actually do movements that mimic what we're getting ready to do. So anybody who trains with me, we go through a full 5-minute warm up. We do some marching. We do some little light jogging. We get the knees open up. We get the hip flexors moving. We get the hamstrings warmed up, the quadriceps. We do a little calisthenic work in jumping jacks and kind of like running lunges. Or if someone can't do that, we show modifications of just stepping out to the side, raising the arms up, getting the body moving. Never just, it's kind of like thinking you can just spring right out of bed and then what happens? You hurt yourself. So you got to do some movements before you get into your actual exercises. So if you're all doing this today, fantastic, but make sure that you've done something to start to warm up the body. Okay. It's 7:30 almost. And I want you to do what I'm going to put here on the bottom. And that is to please share, like, follow our live stream each and every morning, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. We are live for you. And right now we are on Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, and Rumble, and those platforms continue to grow. If there is a platform, by the way, that we're not on that you would like for us to be on, or your family or friends say, I'm not on any of those, I can't watch her, tell us what that platform is, and we'll continue to build from there. We also have, besides the talk show, we have an audio podcast, and that drops on Thursdays, by the way. Those are recorded shows. And the last 2 weeks, I'm hoping that it really helped you with the psyche, right? With the mental, the spiritual side. We talked about springing forward and that building momentum to get to the best version of yourself. Next week, you saw him on the end of that promo, one of my dear friends that I've known for a long, long time that will completely change your life. If you didn't see my show with Tom Tessero, who is the president of the Healing Arts Center, you've got to listen to that one. And again, even if you saw it, I highly recommend that you go to our podcast and listen, because you probably missed some things the first time around. You're watching and you're not actually receiving the message. So that's why we love the fact that we have the bonus podcast. How many of you, by the way, subscribe to that and listen to that? I hope you do. And I hope you share that as well. The message of hope, positivity, all of those things that we're doing for you. Okay, if you're just tuning in, the first 30 minutes, we had our What the Weather segment on. Let me repeat that. Beckett said it's going to be warm, warm, warm. We're going to get into the upper 80s by Sunday, 89. And then next week, Tuesday, 90 degrees. And then we could see some unsettled weather pattern in there as well. We'll check back in with Beckett next week as we look at how the weather's going to start playing out. But yes, it's going to be a warm one this weekend. But hey, it's fantastic to get out, do your exercising. When it's really, really hot, obviously try to get the walks and the runs in a little bit earlier in the morning so you're not out there in the hottest part of the day. If you missed the beginning, I showed a modified plank on your knees, and then we got up onto our hands and feet. Okay, a lot of people, though, want to level up from there, and they say, okay, what else can I do that really engages the core? Well, here you go. Another really great exercise, burpees or even squat thrusts, but a lot of people can't do that, and that's okay. Here's what you can do, which is a prep for maybe ever being able to get into that move. If you go into squats, lift up, and then raise up on the toes as you move your arms into the sky. I'm going to step away so you can see all of this and not fall into the pool. Squatting, lifting up, then raising on my toes like a calf raise, and then thrusting my hands to the sky. Do that multiple times. You will be winded, and you will be doing very similar movements as a person would do a burpee, which I'll show you next. But this is a squat. Lifting, you can do a double squat, and then up onto the toes. Again, squat, lift, raise up onto the toes. Feel that. Do that maybe for about a minute. See how many you can get in, and then keep trying to beat your repetition. All right. Any questions? I like how we can film these in advance and then I break them down for you because it gives me an opportunity without you actually calling in and talking to me. You can type in any questions about these exercises. I wanted everybody to see that particular one because I have a lot of clients who say, oh, I can't get down, or it's difficult for me to get down. I have an injury, or I'm older and I need to work on mobility, etc. Thank you, Julie. She just said, I'm guessing you said, I love your energy. It says, I just your energy. I just love your energy. I think is what it should be. Oh, I just want your energy. Well, Julie, the more healthy you get, the more energy you have. This is me with no caffeine. This is me with what I say is numero uno important, and that is water. This is water, and I've had about this much already. I'll continue to drink the rest of that and continue to fill that up. So you want more energy? Feed the body properly, drink water, have more protein, get happy in your mind and in your spirit. It's just, hey, I preach I do exactly what I preach. So I live this life. If I'm telling you to do it, you can bet that this is how I am. There's the balance in life, though. So I went out and had a nice time with Michelle last night. She invited me to a wine dinner. So yes, we had wine last night. Can you have wine? Yes. Can you have a beer? Yes. Do you do it every single day in gluttony? No. I mean, that's the big thing that people get so frustrated. I have a lot of clients and let's get into this part, and they let the food or anything else have such power over them. And I always say it's a balance. But if you don't trust yourself yet, then no, I guess we can't have a glass of wine, or you can't have a slice of pizza if you're not there yet. Michelle said we had a lot of wine, and my husband drove me, by the way. So that's the important thing. Also, designated driver. I made sure he drove me over to Michelle's, and then he came and picked me up from where we were, because that was important to me. It really hit home with me. You try to cheat life when you are having a drink and thinking you can get behind the wheel. And a lot of that came from an interview that we did earlier this year. And I thought, you know what? It's just not worth it, right? So even one or even two drinks, don't get behind the wheel, folks. Please designate a driver. It's very, very important. So yeah, I like the fact that we can kind of put that in there. But going back to Julie, energy comes from being in love with life. And I am. This is me high on life. It's just the energy that I want to put forward to you, and I want to help you get there. There's so many things that I do that can help you with this. Obviously, the show every single day, bringing more of what we need in our world, doing life coaching. We used to do that every single Thursday. I'm not opposed to bringing it back, but I need people to show up. You got to show up in life. You got to always do your best. And it just kind of trickled down here and there. People would show up and then not show up. I'm like, nope, my time is valuable. I know my value. And so I then took it and turned it into, let's do cultivating a vision. And so me and Kasia Sitars, we get together. We postponed the one we were going to do because I want to give a little more time for people to sign up for that. Next Thursday is the date. And I saw Kathy Holden Reed had posted, did she miss it? No. It's next Thursday, 6 to 7:30 p.m. And we've got, I think, 10 or 11 signed up right now, but let's get those numbers higher. When all of you say this is what you want in your life, well, show up. Be there. It's a community that comes together and really taps into, oh, this is what I need to have that in my life. Yeah, people start to hang around more of what you want. And hopefully you hang around less of what you don't. Think about that. It's a very profound statement that it just came out of my mouth. Hang around more of what you want and don't hang around less of what you want. So you're moving forward and finding out like-minded people of where you want to go in your life, and watch what happens moving forward. Okay. So no, you did not miss it, everybody. If you're signed up for it already, obviously you're going to be in that class. But if you haven't signed up, you haven't bought your tickets, go to TheRealMonicaAdams.com, and it's under the event section, or very easy, look at the comment that Michelle just dropped for you and just click on the link. But don't wait any longer. Click on the link literally right now and buy your tickets. If you continue to write me privately in emails or comment in this section and say, a black cloud's following me around, I'm not in my best headspace, I don't know what else I can tell you, then show up. I can't sit there and respond to 50 million different emails. That's not fair to the people who are showing up in life, right? I know my value. They know their value. You got to come to that. OMG, that's great. I thought I missed it. Nope. Good morning, Luann, to you. And Marilyn says, thank you. Yes, please do not drive intoxicated. It's so it so messes up your life, especially when you need an SR22, which really messes up your auto insurance. Gotcha. Look at her always squeezing that in there. She's so funny. Anybody else commenting on that? Thank you, Kathy Kathy Kilo Peterson. Yep. They are wonderful. You signed them yesterday. And they saved, I think she said she saved like $600. Yep. Congratulations. And so many of you have done just that. And I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, 7:38. I have so far, and I know a lot of you are just signing on. If you missed, I showed a modification to a plank, showed you the plank, and then showed you the beginning of how you could ever get into a squat thrust, or let alone go into a burpee, which will be the final exercise that I will show you. If you didn't see those, be sure to go back into this after the live stream wraps up. So we showed some of the, and by the way, what I was showing you in the squat and the raising of the leg and the raising of the leg and going up onto the toes and thrusting the hands in the sky, you're going to get out of breath. So don't think that you're like, oh, this is, I hate when people say this. This is all I can do. This is the only thing I can do. Or I'm just doing this. Erase those words from your vocabulary, because all you're doing is putting yourself down. No, you're able to do that. And trust me, your calorie burn will be high. Your heart rate will be up. You're doing that. That's what you say. Look what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden you keep checking in on yourself and think, well, maybe I can go to this next level. And this is the next level. Okay, the next two we're going to show you squat thrust without actually going through the full-on burpee. So you can get into a squat like you're getting ready to catch a ball. Is what I always tell my clients. Get into that squat. You're ready to catch the ball. You're going to go down, both hands down, thrusting your feet back, and you're going to come back up. Not the full burpee, but very close. So squat, down, thrust back. This is key. My feet and my knees are going out to the side, not straight forward. That's not good for the knees. Backing up to show you the full movement. Squatting down, down I go, thrusting back, coming outside of my hands. Do squat thrusts like that. That preps you to get ready for what we'll wrap up with, which is a full-on burpee. Okay. You hear, by the way, because I did these this morning. I was up early and doing all of those by the pool and then getting them all ready for the workout today. You can hear in the very first one, which was the modified plank, to the next, the plank, to the modified squat thrust, right? Thrusting up into the sky and then getting into an actual squat thrust. And then you'll see me do the burpee next. Do you hear the change in my heart rate, right? You can hear it, the way I'm sounding. That's the talk test that a lot of trainers will tell you about when people say, well, what zone should I be in? There are multiple zones, and we learned through that when we visited Orange Theory in Fenton, by the way. Has anybody joined them, by the way? I hope so, because I love the fact that she booked us for a mobile Monica, and I really am hoping that you support them. Well, we learn through them what they do with their zone training. For me, I will tell people we can work in a lower targeted fat burning zone. We can work in a cardiovascular zone. We can work in a higher endurance high athlete endurance zone. You hear about high intensity interval training. You don't work in that, however, every single day. There's a reason that I'm very big, and I'm sure other really great trainers are very big on you doing several things, confusing that body, getting the body to work more on mobility, getting the body to lengthen, yoga work, Pilates work, functional training, obviously traditional strength training, high intensity interval training. All of those things will make you the best version of you. You can probably see the changes in my own physique. I have stopped lifting so heavy, even though I did that the other day. I always like to kind of challenge myself, but I don't train like that every single day. I was doing, this is probably where Sean's going to say, oh, that's what you did. I did bench and incline bench, but I went up to 40-pound dumbbells. So 80 pounds total without anybody spotting me. But I had great form. So to me, it didn't seem like anything was off. But who knows? Maybe my body's just saying, all right, enough. We know you're strong. Enough. We don't have to lift that heavy. So you have to find what works for you. I want you under the watchful eye, though, of a good trainer. So you can come to train with us. If where I work out doesn't fit with your schedule, time-wise or location, find someone, please, that knows what they're doing. Even if you only go a handful of times, they write up a good program for you and you check back in here and there. Just don't go at it alone if you don't know what you're doing, okay? All right, 7:42, I'm going to give you the final exercise. So far, nobody's asked any questions, so hopefully the videos are helping you. And then we're going to talk in the final part of the show about why people feel like they have to lie. Why do they feel like they have to keep something or they're ashamed of something? And I'm talking about the recent news that's come out about celebrities, and we're going to use just Oprah and Kelly, for instance, but there's a lot out there. But not before we do the burpee. Okay, everybody's favorite, never said by any of my clients, a burpee, but wow, I love them for burning calories, getting that heart rate up, and slashing that body fat. Here's what it looks like. Get ready, go down, outside again, and a little jump up. Again, this is going to be a little more advanced. Some people aren't able to do this yet. That's why I showed you the other exercises. Here we go again. Squatting down, hands go down, feet go back, feet come outside, stand up, and you can do that extra jump if you would like. I'll show you from the side. Down, into a push-up if you want, jumping up. One more time. Push-up, or you can take it all the way to the ground, which is the way I like them. Squat, down, and a little jump. Yes, there's a lot of moving parts to that, but trust me, incorporate some of those if your doctor says you can, and watch what happens as you get ready for swimsuit season. All right. I hope those helped you today. And by the way, and this is kind of what I used to do when I was on KSTK and we did Monica's Motivational Moments, I would say, now tell me, what can I do for you? So that's what I'm going to ask in these final, 15, 20 minutes. Is there a particular exercise, a particular body part that you would like for me to focus on next week, whether we do it on a Workout Wednesday or a Fitness Friday. We are going to incorporate those at least once a week. So this is the third week that we have done these. I showed you some exercises for shoulders, which was an incredible burn. I did those at the Four Seasons Hotel a couple of weeks ago. And then last week I showed you a really great butt workout. And then now you've got the core workout. So you have those to go back and watch, by the way, because we've done those now for 3 weeks in a row. If you have anything specific that you would like for me to cover in the coming weeks, let me know and I will do a running list and we'll film some of those to help you. And that's exactly what I used to do. So at the end of every one of my Monica's Motivation Moments, I would say, thank you so much, Sue. Now, tell me, what can I do for you? And people would write in. Okay, Stephanie says work on lower back. So understand that when you do core work, by the way, that helps the lower back. If you're carrying extra weight, not a strain on the low back, right? So that would be the nutrition side. Tell me what's happening with the lower back, Stephanie. Let's go a little bit deeper into the context so I can help you with that. Okay, so I've got that down, lower back. Anybody else? Feel free to drop into the comments and I'll see that. Okay, I wanted to talk about this, and this is really frustrating because there's so many people in life that feel like they have to lie to you. And then you sit there and think, well, how can I ever trust, right? So this came out in the news recently. Kelly Clarkson confirming medication helped her lose weight, but she stressed it's not Ozempic. Okay, but here's the problem. She should have said this in the beginning of the year. I think there was a People magazine article or something back in January where she said that she lost the weight simply because she started to understand the importance of exercise and eating properly. Well, yes, she did do that, but let me go through this article. Kelly Clarkson opening up about using medication amid her weight loss journey, though it's not the medication that you might think. Well, that's fine. If it's not Ozempic or Mounjaro or, what is it, Wegovy or whatever. There's a ton out there and more that continue to come. Just say it. So she was in a conversation earlier this week with Whoopi Goldberg on her show, which I love, by the way. I'm so proud of her, the Kelly Clarkson Show. And she revealed that she took a prescription drug that helped her lose weight, though she noted it's a different one than people assume. She said that she shared that her doctor chased her for like 2 years, urging her to get on medication, though she was afraid to do so because of her thyroid problems. She said, everybody thinks it's Ozempic. And she said, quote, it's not, it's something else, but it's something that aids in helping break down the sugar. She said, obviously, my body doesn't do it right. Now, she previously shared on her show that she lost weight after being told that she was pre-diabetic. Okay, according to the Mayo Clinic, a pre-diabetes diagnosis means a person has a higher blood sugar level than normal and is at a high risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Clarkson said doctors told her she was, quote, on the borderline of diabetes, though the diagnosis didn't shock her because she said, I was a tiny bit overweight. Now, when she was talking with Whoopi, she said she needed to get on the medication after her blood work got so bad. How many times have I told all of you, I really want you to know what your blood levels are? What are all the levels happening? Are hormones working against you, etc.? What's your A1C numbers? Goldberg told Kelly that she has lost enough weight for almost 2 people after doing that wonderful shot that works for folks who need some help. That was her quote from there. She said, it's great for people like us who have issues. Kelly Osbourne had come out saying Ozempic use is amazing after her mom Sharon's negative side effects. During the interview, though, Whoopi and Kelly both shared similar experiences of not initially realizing how much weight they had gained. Clarkson actually recalled a moment she didn't even recognize herself while looking back at footage that she had shot. She said, I watched the show and I was like, she is any second now going to die, referring to herself, not even looking and realizing. That's the problem. People are so immersed in that's the way their life has been that they don't even realize how far they went. Goldberg said she also remembered a film critic incorrectly thinking she was wearing a fat suit in the 2022 movie Till, and it wasn't. It was her. So as I mentioned, it was back in January. Yes, it was people. Kelly said she lost the weight at that time, and this is why people get frustrated because they feel like they're being lied to. She said, because, quote, I've been listening to my doctor. A couple years, I didn't do that. She also told the magazine that since moving her talk show to New York, walking in the city has helped her get in shape and that she was on a protein diet, though Kelly did not name the medication she was prescribed. Whoopi previously revealed on The View that she used Mounjaro, which treats type 2 diabetes. Okay, so Do any of you have a problem with the fact that she didn't say that in the beginning? I think that's the biggest key here, is that people said, why didn't she just say it before? Because now they're frustrated with her. And now they're saying, well, I don't even want to watch her show anymore. And there's kind of, which is what we don't want. We don't want the bullying taking place and then going off on her, which is probably what people are doing. Oh, and actually, as people watched her lose the weight and saw the transformation in her body, everybody said, I know that you're taking something. You don't look like this as quickly as she did without some type of assistance. And who cares? Why does it matter? Why are people being shamed, by the way? I understand that people who are diabetic that are frustrated because they're saying they can't get the medication that they need, but it is out there. I mean, obviously, we've been telling you over and over and over again, you can go to Invita Health and Wellness. I know they have been packed. It really makes me proud. Since we joined them a year ago, their growth has been astronomical. I just love to see the future plans for Invita and where they're going from here. But yes, I know a lot of you have been in for many reasons: ketamine, for semaglutide, for hydrofacials, for IPL treatment. I mean, there's so much that Sarah and her staff can do, but they can help you. So all the information that's out there saying that people can't get semaglutide or Ozempic, that's not true. Invita has it, and she's there to take care of you. So yes, a lot of people are saying, yes, I just wish that she would have come out and been honest, because then she probably wouldn't have gotten a lot of the hate mail and stuff that she's getting. Pam. Okay. Pam says knees, protecting the knees. I'm guessing you're asking for. And Kathy and Pam both agree with that. Okay. So you want to find exercises that can help. That's what I need to know. Give me more context. You need, oh, somebody said arms. Okay. So I did do shoulders a couple of weeks ago, but we can do like biceps. How about that? We do biceps and triceps. I'll show those together. Stephanie said spinal stenosis. I'm overweight. I am working on that. Okay. That's what I figured. Most times when I hear people tell me about lower back issues, it's because they're carrying extra weight. And I cannot stress enough. Watch what happens. Get the weight off of you. And suddenly you're going to say, I feel better. Yes. You look better. You're happier. The best version of yourself happens at that point. So Stephanie, I will absolutely help you with some back exercises, but you get that weight off and watch what happens when you don't have so much strain on the lower back. Pam says arms. Okay, so I'm going to put names behind this. Stephanie, lower back. Arms is for Pam. And then Pam also said knees. And Kathy agrees with that one as well. Okay, Kathy and Pam. Got it. Anybody else? Let me know, future filming, what part of the body that we can work on. So we talked a little bit about Kelly. Now let's talk about strengthening the knees. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Let's talk about Oprah. Okay, Oprah came out in the last week or so saying that she participated in the diet culture and that it's one of her biggest regrets. She cited, actually, do you remember, I'll never forget this, back, it was, I think in the late 80s, she came out with that wagon of fat. Well, that demonstration, she's saying, is a mistake, adding that she now wants to, quote, do better. She's taking responsibility for her contributions, she says, to diet culture and sharing her plans to do better. This is the deal. She's walked away, I don't know if you know this or not, from Weight Watchers. She was obviously very big and tied into them and on their board, but she has since stepped away. So let me read some of this to you. At an event that she hosted with Weight Watchers, she called Making the Shift a New Way to Think About Weight on a show that aired on May 9th. The legendary talk show host declared that she is done letting diet culture and the shame that comes with it rule her life. Quote, so many of us have internalized about diet culture and the body standards that have caused us so much shame, she said while she was introducing this particular event. By the way, did you know she's 70? I'm just so happy for where she is now. She also featured conversations on that show. I don't know if you saw it with Rebel Wilson, Glee alum, Amber Riley was on there, and others. She said, we've been criticized, we've been scrutinized, we've been shamed, we've been told that unless we meet a certain standard of size, that we didn't deserve to be accepted or even to be loved. And she continued, quote, and what I know for sure is that I am done with that. So Oprah went on to say that the purpose of the conversation is not to only free yourself from that scrutiny, but also to stop scrutinizing those around you, or in her own words, to, quote, stop judging others for the way they choose to live, something she not only owned up to doing, but also called one of her biggest regrets. And she goes on to say, this is a quote from her, I want to acknowledge that I have been a steadfast participant in this diet culture through my platforms, through the magazine, through the talk show for 25 years, and through online. She said, I've been a major contributor to it. I cannot tell you how many weight loss shows and makeovers I've done, and they have been a staple since I've been working in television. I've shared how that famous wagon of fat moment on the Oprah show is one of my biggest regrets. Okay, that was back in 1988. And she revealed her weight loss and wheeled out a wagon loaded with fat as a physical representation of the pounds that she had lost. But she's saying she regrets it because she said it sent a message that starving yourself with a liquid diet set a standard for people watching that I nor anybody else could uphold. And I've said this before, the next day, I began to gain the weight back. And she went up and down, and she's saying that she owns this now. Actually, in December of last year, she reflected how her journey with weight loss and health has played out in the media throughout the years, telling People magazine, quote, it was public sport to make fun of me for 25 years. And she went on to add, I've been blamed and shamed, and I blamed and shamed myself. Obesity is a disease. It's not about willpower, she says. It's about the brain. And she said her biggest aha, along with many people in the audience, I realized I'd been blaming myself all these years for being overweight, and I have a predisposition that no amount of willpower is going to control. What do you think about that? Anybody have any comments about that? There's a lot of articles coming out from this celebrity and that celebrity. So we just wanted to touch on it a little bit today. I'm glad that she's coming out. I don't necessarily think the things that she has done has, again, this is my thoughts. You tell me what you think, but I don't think that in any way she should be feeling shame for any of this. I like the fact that people, at least it got a conversation going. That's the positive side that I think came out of it, that she's talking about, yes, she went up and down in weight, but she had to get control of it. No, willpower is a part of it. I do like to teach willpower, but no, that is not the end all. You have to work on, why do you give power to food? You got to work on timeline therapy. Are you stuck in the past from something that happened to you? Were you abused? Did somebody bully you? You gave them power and you're stuck on that. Well, that's why counseling and life coaching and personal trainer and a nutritionist, dietitian, all help. It is an entire team that gets you to aha moments, right? That's the thing that is important. All right. It is 7:56. And I hope you got a lot from today. You got exercises. We worked on all the things that I love in the triangle of life, which is taking care of your heart, taking care of your soul, taking care of your body. And we did just that today. I want to thank our friend Marilyn for providing me with the book, actually Jesus Listens and Jesus Calling. I'm reading from the Jesus Calling one to you. And then for myself, I'm going through each day and reading also Jesus Listens. And these are from Sarah Young, who unfortunately is no longer with us on earth, but Jesus Calling, Enjoying Peace in His Presence. These are devotions for every day of the year. And from our friend Marilyn, thank you so much. When I'm on set, I read the 100 Days to Freedom books from Stephen Arterburn, but this one's from Sarah Young. And so today is May 17th. As you sit quietly in my presence, remember that I am a God of abundance. I will never run out of resources. My capacity to bless you is unlimited. You live in the world of supply and demand, where necessary things are often scarce. Even if you personally have enough, you see poverty in the world around you. It is impossible for you to comprehend the lavishness of my provisions, the fullness of my glorious riches. Through spending time in my presence, you gain glimpses of my overflowing vastness. These glimpses are tiny foretastes of what you will experience eternally in heaven. Even now, you have access to as much of me as you have faith to receive. Rejoice in my abundance, living by faith, not by sight. You can find more on that, by the way, Philippians 4, verse 19, or 3, verses 20 through 21, as well as 2 Corinthians 5, verse 7. Love it. And hopefully these help you as we put a little faith into the show as well. All right. I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. This is actually going to be a relaxing one for me as we just immerse ourselves maybe by the pool or maybe take the boat out. That would be nice as well. I bought a little 18-foot boat. Oh gosh, I don't even know, probably 15 years ago. Did it just so I could spend more time with my mom out in Lake St. Louis. And I've had that for, 12, or I guess more than 12 to like 14 years, maybe even 15 years. It's brings me a calming presence. Okay, this is important. Ready? Water. I need you to drink more of that, folks. It'll help you with your skin. It'll help you flush out the toxins in your body. More water. These are the biggest tools I can give you. More water, less processed food, get more protein in your eating. Notice I didn't say diet, more eating protein to help feed the lean muscle tissue, and stripping out all those processed foods. And, carbs get a bad rap, but carbs are actually good for you if you eat the proper carbohydrates. Did you know that vegetables, by the way, are carbohydrates? Yeah, people just say carbs, and I'm like, well, break down what a carb actually is. You need fuel. Energy comes from that. But again, it's movement, finding happiness in your life, all those things. You're welcome, Stephanie. I hope you have a good weekend as well. Enjoy your weekend, Kathy. Monday, we're going to be talking about something that a lot of you suffer from, plantar fasciitis. Dr. Sean Neary with Mid-America Spine and Rehab will be talking about that. And he's actually going to be teamed up with Dr. Sarah Franco. We're going to have both doctors on together, and both of them are going to talk about functional medicine. We'll also talk about the hormonal imbalances that people have. A full-on hour. That's on Monday. And then we go into Tuesday, and we're going to talk about heart health for women. Deborah Grandinson, she's got one heck of a story to tell you. She'll be in studio with us, and we just keep moving on from there. We've got some exciting Mobile Monicas coming up. We will have, I hope you all saw the show with Christy Prosser Hall on Tuesday. We will be at her restaurant, Firefly Grill. Put it on the calendar. I'd like to meet our community. I think a lot of you said that you're going to be coming out. Mark it on the calendar, 4 p.m., May 30th, Firefly Grill in Chesterfield. Come out, say hi. We'll have some giveaways. We'll have a lot of fun together. We will also, next month in June, on the 13th, we will be at Sunset Overlook in Columbia, Illinois. Can't wait for that one. We'll actually be doing an evening show, 7 o'clock in the evening, as we watch the sunset together. It's slated for 8:27 that day, according to Julie, who owns Sunset Overlook. And how would you like for us to bring our show to your business? Well, we can do just that. All you have to do is reach out to me, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. We could do a regular segment like Positive Talk Time or Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. Those are Mobile Monica versions. Or we do these specialized ones like we're doing with Firefly Grill, Sunset Overlook, and how we just did with Just Pools. I know a lot of you are enjoying those, saying, I really like when you have and you take the show on the road. And that's what we're doing. So a lot of exciting things to come. You tell me. If you want to dream it up, we will build it for you. They say, if you build it, they will come. Well, let's do it together. But it's a whole community. Everybody enjoy the weekend. Share some time with your loved ones. Tell them how much they matter to you. And no matter who you come in contact with this weekend, until we meet again, please be kind.